lord. Slap!
Alright, so I guess B and I have decided to commit ourselves to this big project of ours in covering the entirety of Marble Hornets, which is a horror web series that has been around for quite some time now. It's based around Slender Man, but he's called the Operator here. So we're going to cover every single entry as well as the To The Arc videos, which is quite the task given how long the script is going to be, but oh well, we wanted to have some fun, and I think it would be good for us to constantly bounce back on one another every time we cover a video, so here we go. We hope you guys enjoy it. This will be a two-part video though. Part 1 will be on B's channel, and then the other will be uploaded on mine the next day, so be sure to check that out. Season 1 begins with an introduction video. Our main character, Jay, receives tapes from this one guy named Alex who was in the middle of filming a school film named Marble Hornets, and it didn't seem like Alex really liked it. He wanted Jay to burn the tapes, or at least not mention their existence to Alex ever again. So Jay decides to, after a period of time of forgetting about them, look through the tapes, which all happen to be out of date.
I'm actually going blind on this. Whee! I remember seeing this when I was a little bee. I thought it was real because I was just that stupid. We see some Blair Witch quality footage of someone scrambling to turn off a lamp and sneakily opening his curtains to see what's up. And then you see just a normal man in a tux. So a Mormon. We're happy with our God, so no thank you, sir.
Jay finds a clip of Alex driving at night, and Alex is talking about a strange man that he saw while walking his dog, and that his dog was freaking out in the presence of said strange man. This was also near the set of Marble Hornets. Alex goes back to the spot and doesn't seem to see the strange man anywhere.
Entry 3 is a prediction of what YouTube vloggers would be like in the future. Or not. The dude seems very paranoid and he clearly looks uncomfortable, just like me. At this point, he's just documenting everything around him in case he dies. At least that's what I'm getting from it.
Side note, B got scared when Mr. Mormon popped up.
Shut up!
Alex is running through a park and is a continuation of the last entry's focus on his paranoia. We also see the Mormon walk past, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and spooky swings that move on their own.
The next clips we see Jay and Alex looking around for areas to film their project. We see a nice looking gazebo and holy fuck, what is that sound? I hate it! Okay, it's gone now. Okay. Then we see a nice area with trees. That looks oddly familiar. Anyone remember that Slender game? Yeah, that's what I'm remembering from the scene. Ah, fuck, it's happening again!
This one seems to be a continuation of Entry 1, and the Mormon is trying to spread the word of Mormon even more, and Alex isn't having it.
Entry number 7 shows us a snippet of the acting that is in the in-universe project that is Marble Hornets, which includes shitty acting. Whee!
I don't know. This town just doesn't feel the same to me anymore. I missed it so much when I was in college. But now that I'm back, I just feel like a depressed teenager all over again.
And when Brian finishes his cliche monologue about being depressed or some shit, he moves his head and you can see the Mormon again. He's really adamant about giving you his pamphlets. And Alex is clearly in a hurry to get out of the car, and here we go with the fucking noise again!
Oh, so that's where the pages came from. Okay, in all seriousness, Alex is going really fucking crazy right now.
Entry number 9 shows a snippet of what it's like to work with Alex on the set of Marble Hornets. He's very stressed out and very angry. In fact, he gets mad about the fact that someone brought their dog. Who gets mad about someone bringing their dog? Asshole.
Alright, so this is where the other part of the series comes in, which is the To The Arc channel. To The Arc is a channel that hosts videos which are essentially responses to the entries being posted on the Marble Hornets channel. To The Arc seems to be a little bit more antagonistic towards Alex, but we'll talk about that later. Also, this one just says, look closely. Sure, I guess.
Oh lord, he running. Alex is running away from whatever is making him all paranoid and stressed. And then we see the most terrifying thing ever. A suit and tie. Then Alex runs away for his life, a la Paranormal Activity shaky camera style. And then we don't really see anything. Oh god, there he is again.
I have no fucking clue what's going on. I guess I hear water or something?
Hey yo, why you got the papers on the wall like that? Is this like some conspiracy board thing? Oh my god, it's inside the house now.
Are you watching me, or are you just fucking around?
This entry has heavy distortion. Oh boy, my favorite. This is just another snippet of the crew filming for their project. The camera eerily turns over to a man in a very familiar looking suit. You know, my favorite part of this entire thing is that they probably just paid a man to wear a suit and just stand there in the distance. That's my dream job. The only noteworthy thing I can say about this episode is that there is this weird symbol that's drawn in chalk in the middle of nowhere, and then more audio distortion, and fuck, I hate that I keep getting jump scared by this motherfucker.
Oh god, so To the Ark is watching Jay. Huh, neat. Also, I have no idea what this means.
No, get out of this house, fuck, out of this house. I did not ask for this, I didn't sign up for this. Oh fuck, you alright there, buddy? You got a little something on your face there.
Some random shit and bleed more? You mean this?
Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. Interview with Tim. So we get an interview with Tim, as the title says, who was the amazing actor in the in-universe Marble Hornets. Jay is asking him about Alex's behavior, and he confirms that Alex was being paranoid, stressed out, and had a fuck ton of tapes. So apparently Alex is missing and no one knows where he is. How fun. It is also pointed out that there is another person, Brian, who Jay is made aware of, so finding Brian might be a little important now.
I can't read this shit!
Fun fact, this episode actually made me a little bit uncomfortable. So Jay enters a house which is supposedly the last place Brian might have been, and he is looking for both Brian and or Alex. Only to find that this place has been completely trashed. Furniture is broken and there's paper torn and thrown all over the floor. The electricity doesn't work and something there is making Jay sick to the point where he is coughing so much that he can't breathe. He also finds dried blood in a sink. Looks like whoever it came from threw it up in there. He also finds those infamous pages that have the creepy drawings on them. Under that, he finds a bullet casing, and on his way out, he finds a bunch of bottles full of pills. He decides to take those and runs out of the house. This can really only mean good things, I'm sure.
Oh, looks like Jay was actually being followed into the house. How wonderful to know.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Come back and find me, huh? Probably means the house in entry 16. I wonder what could go wrong.
Jay goes back to the abandoned house and notices that someone has clearly been there. Also, whoever was there made a couch and pillow fort. How intimidating. He eventually finds what looks like is a voodoo doll. He then turns around and sees a scary looking motherfucker in a mask sitting in a couch across from the hallway. It runs up to him like a fucking animal and fights Jay out of view of the camera. And once Jay gets a hold of the camera again, the masked guy has a seizure or something? Jay tries to grab the mask, but the masked dude fights back, and Jay manages to escape the house. He then wakes up in his car off the side of the road in the middle of nowhere with no memory of what happened the night before. Honestly, at this point I would have just pretended like none of this ever happened and moved on with my life, but we all know that horror genre protags aren't that smart.
Another weird video with a warning to it, along with a picture of what it looks like to be Tim. Huh, everything seems to be laying out slowly.
Oh boy, I remember this one from when I was a kid, only now I've noticed other things that make this entry 10 times more creepy. I'm totally not gonna sleep peacefully at night anymore. Story-wise, Jay is recording himself the exact same way as Alex did. Instead of being stalked by Mr. Mormon, aka Slenderman, he is being stalked by the masked man from the previous entry, and now he's extremely paranoid. Bruh, I'd sleep with the gun under my bed at this point.
Oh, close your eyes. Oh god, it's the Mormon!
First and foremost, why is this motherfucker filming in the dark? Light bill not working out for you? But this episode is where the plot thickens quite a bit. He looks over the things he grabbed from the abandoned house from the previous episodes. The bullet casing, the pill bottle, and the mysterious pages that we've totally never seen in a video game before.
This was done before the game!
The pill bottle is strangely empty. I like to think he took the pills, but he doesn't remember. The bullet casing is missing in the creepy papers that have a weird hint in the back that say, "At the tower." Wonder what this could mean. Ooh.
Okay, so we get to one of the last tapes that Jay is looking through, and in this one, Tim seems to be acting very strange. He also seems to have a pill bottle that is very similar to the one that Jay found. How suspicious. Jay also concludes that the tower mentioned earlier could be the red tower seen in entry 5. Interesting.
Fuck this shit, I'm consulting the wiki. So there's a shot of the tower where more ear rape and cryptic subliminal messages that mean stuff like death, poison, and I don't know what the fuck, and then waiting for you. Well, you're gonna have to wait a lot longer because I ain't going.
It's 5 minutes of him going to the tower to find a tape that was hidden up top. That's pretty much it. Also that symbol again.
Okay, so this entry actually managed to make me scream a little. Fuck you, tape 22. Alex and some guy named Seth walk around a building that looks totally safe and not scary, and they find some random symbols or blood stains, and Alex finally decides to grow a brain and tries to leave. But Seth is lured away by something and gets killed. Probably. I don't know. Now Alex is alone in a different building with no memory of what happened and says the other people are missing and that he's gonna go back home and burn the tapes. And guess what didn't happen?
Seems like these two are bait, I guess. There are doors unopened. It's probably referring to the house that Jay encountered Masky at.
I decided to go back to the house again.
When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
At first, this entry tries to make you feel safe by going into the abandoned house during the day, but even during this time, you notice that Jay is not alone in the house. You catch a glimpse of Masky, and as Jay is trying to chase him down, he starts teleporting into the same room and hallway over and over and over again. And as this is happening, time is going by very fast. It suddenly gets to get really dark and actually really scary. And eventually the door leads into that creepy building that was the setting of entry 22. After walking around, he runs into Mr. Mormon McNoodleman and finally decides he wants nothing to do with the tapes anymore. Okay, I think I'm done. Can I go home now?
B, goddammit, you can't go home! Oh, look, it's Masky. I guess being intimidating or something? Regards? I don't know.
Damn, bitch, you live like this? So Jay is still filming himself constantly, like Alex did, and the footage shows him leaving the house for hours, but there's no footage of him leaving, plus all of the exits are blocked, so that doesn't really make any sense. Also, his daily routine looks like mine, only I'm spending 2 hours staring at the wall where I wonder where I went wrong in my life.
This one is essentially the Marble Hornets channel being hacked by To The Ark, and it's someone stating that they are coming, or whatever that's supposed to mean.
Ever since To The Ark hacked the Marble Hornets channel, Jay has left his apartment and is staying at a hotel. Someone tells him to check out the news. His apartment burned down. Is this what happens when you don't take the Mormon man's pamphlets? Also, he's lucky he wasn't in there.
So this one starts with Jay jumping locations, and he decided to quit the case. However, he ends up getting a package that has a tape on it, and oh boy, the tape happens to be dated from 2 weeks prior. The footage shows Alex and his girlfriend Amy, who happens to be recording, and while they're talking, the Mormon appears.
Fine.
And then we get this message that says help. So Jay is convinced that Alex is still out there and sets off to find him after knowing that the package has a return address. He then states to the audience that he doesn't know when he'll be back, and that is the end of season 1.
This entry comes 7 months after the last entry, both in the real world and in the Marble Hornets universe, which I thought was kinda neat. And nothing much happens other than Jay mentions that he doesn't remember the past 7 months, which I can relate because sometimes I don't remember most days of the week. Yeah, I don't live well. This is a cry for help. Also, that cloud looks like a lion.
Jay is investigating this hotel room and finds a bag with some items in it, one of which is a key. There is also a safe that has an unknown password, probably will be relevant later. Then he has an extremely awkward conversation with Jessica, a new character that is also staying at the hotel.
What's that?
What's what?
What's that under your jacket?
Oh, this is it's a camera.
What's it for?
You know, making videos of things. It's for a documentary. I'm shooting a documentary.
Great explanation, Jay.
This entry gets spooky, and we finally get to see Mr. Noodleman again. Jay finds this footage in a hard drive. No memory of when he took it and where the location is. And ew, he touches blood! Stop fucking doing that!
Jay continues to interact with Jessica, however we begin to notice that the footage begins to distort its sound every time she's talking to Jay. There are also loud noises coming from her room, and when confronted on it, she openly denies it. Oh boy, this can only end well.
We finally take a field trip outside to a park. where Jay is trying to find the location of the tunnel in entry 29, and as he's walking down one of the trails in the nearby Rosewood Park, he notices someone is following him and he gets paranoid. He eventually loses him and explores off the trails till he finds the guy that was following him earlier. But it's weird because this dude is just standing there, not moving or responding to Jay. Oh, to be zoning out in the middle of the woods. My dream. Nothing else interesting happens until Jay goes back to the hotel and he talks to Jessica, and tries to ask questions about the nearby parks, and she just gets really bitchy, like, what the fuck, did someone piss in your cereal or something? Damn. I mean, she did catch him in a lie, but she was still pissy before that, so yeah, bitch.
Jay and Jessica are now discussing the fact that both of them have been placed in the exact same way. Both have experienced memory loss and have no idea why they are at the hotel, especially with adjacent rooms. However, the audio distortion seems to have gotten worse, and Jessica is constantly looking into her room while this is going on. Definitely some shit going down.
In continuation of the last entry, Jay is getting ready to leave the hotel with Jessica, but notices she's nowhere to be found. He finds a note with a combination to the safe that he has been trying to open. Also notice that the 0 has the symbol that we've been seeing. Nice touch. Once he opens the safe, he sees a fuck ton of tapes. So many tapes. And we see Masky sneak into the room, and I hate myself for admitting that I screamed at this part, fuck you. Jay struggles with Masky, and Masky delivers the most gentle of touches with a slap, and here's a clip of us laughing at it. Oh lord.
It looks like, at first it looks like he grabs the flashlight and smacks him with it. But what it does look like, it looks like he like lightly slaps him on the shoulder to have that sound, and then he just purposely knocks over.
It's
oh my gosh.
It's just the way it looks like he's just slapping Jay. It's like, eh. And yeah, don't worry, Jay manages to escape.
Jay is now looking through the tapes he found in the safe, and he shows the audience one where he's driving to the return address on the package he was sent at the end of Season 1. He goes to the address, which happens to be an abandoned house. Nothing is there, so he might go back there later.
This video is just an accurate description of what I say to myself every day.
You can't scare me if I do it myself.
So basically, the To The Arc channel really hates Alex for some reason, and is trash-talking him while flashing images of a picture of him all torn up, and more ear blood.
So Jay goes back to the abandoned house and happens to come across Alex, and Masky is revealed to be Tim. And holy shit, I think Alex took a fucking rock and crushed Tim with it, Jesus Christ.
Why am I here? Hello? How did I get here? The Holy Ghost is talking about someone knowing me, and there's a body in the water. Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
Okay, so Timmy Boy isn't dead. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but his leg is broken now. Also, it turns out that Alex is the one that sent Jay the package from entry 26, telling him that he's not hard to find, and we're not really given a reason as to why he sent it to him.
So this To The Arc video has a voicemail from Alex, and from what I remember, the coded message says lies. Alex has been pretty suspicious so far, so I wouldn't trust the bastard either.
I am now sat in a room, forced to watch family videos. To my knowledge, the birthday boy, a young Alex, has been marked by the Mormons since around 5. They start him young, but this obviously leads to problems in his future. Plus, we get to see the main man himself, McNoodly Boo Boy, giving us a good old scare. That doesn't do much for me, but B's in the corner crying.
How the fuck did you get here?
Alex and Jay are walking in the woods, and Alex is talking about how there's a legend that the village people would take their criminals and hang them on a tree, and then burn the trees, and it's just really weird shit like that. Also, Alex tells Jay to come over to him, and the tape stops there. I think he's gonna die.
This takes place a week after Jay and Alex were at the abandoned house, and Jay receives a phone call from Alex asking him to meet at Rosewood Park, and like always, is acting very weird. Later that night, while Jay is sleeping in his car, he is visited by a very nice man in a hoodie.
Okay, it starts with a moving bowl of pudding, and I'm scared. Then we get shown some intimate, creepy stalking of the man outside of Jay's car in the previous entry. So, not only is he a scary motherfucker, he also has a camera for a face. So, statement retracted that he was a nice man from Stalin's entry that I just absorbed into my brain.
Stalin hasn't let me out of this room in like 3 months, please send help. So in this entry, Jay shows up at Rosewood Park where Alex wanted to meet him, but he didn't tell him what fucking time he wanted him to meet up there. That's really rude. Jay decided to take a stroll into the woods, and dear lord, not again with these loud noises. It's just annoying at this point. He finds a nice clearing and finds a weird fireplace that has a tree growing out of it, and oh hi, it's the Noodle Man! And Jay runs away like a little bitch and leaves the camera there.
Those things aren't cheap, you dipshit.
Okay, we see my level of drawing skills, and it's implied that 2 of the arc was watching Jay in the forest. Seems like a pretty nice guy.
Okay, so the camera comes back on, and we're taken on a sweet, relaxing tour through the Mormon zone, Noodle Man's domain, where we see a babbling brook, a delightful creek, and so many shots of trees and nature. Absolutely delightful. Then shit happens again, where we see Jay's car, where the camera is put in the passenger seat by dun dun dun, another masked and hooded man, who I've been told is not Masky, so he will be lovingly named by me, not Masky.
Let's fucking go! On second thought, I'm the one that's gonna go.
So Alex finds Jay cowering like a little bitch, and Alex is upsetty spaghetti that Jay didn't wait for him, as well as dropping the camera. However, all of that doesn't really matter because, as we know, the camera was returned anyways. However, Jay wants to take a break in helping Alex. Couldn't really blame him though after seeing a Mormon in person.
So this video is just my inner dialogue every day, so I relate so much to this one. 10 out of 10, good vid, would watch again.
I'm not really sure what to say about this one. Jay and Alex go back to Amy's house, Alex's girlfriend in case you forgot, to try and find her, but it seems like nobody's home. Then we get footage of more walking in the woods with Alex because apparently no one fucking learns in this series. And we see Noodle Man up close and personal. Alex collapses for a second, gets up, and bravely walks toward him. Oh lord, he's dead! Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know what any of this means, dude. Oh my god.
So we see Alex again after his run-in with Big Man Mormonism, and lord is he fucked up. He calls Jessica back saying he got in touch with Amy, which we know he didn't fucking do. Then we see him coughing up blood into the sink like Noodle Man karate chopped his organs into the same pudding from Forecast. After that, he stares at the door and wall like my cat at 3 a.m., where he's finally had enough and decides to get tucked in by Noodle Man in a surprise cuddle time. And gets yeeted out of existence, never to be seen again. JK.
This entry states that this was 3 months after finding Alex, and it shows him looking outside running after some homeless dude. It's actually Hoodie, the boy that gave back the camera in an earlier entry, and chases him into the woods. He's then attacked by Masky, and it seems that Hoodie and Masky are working together to try and kill Alex, but get scared away by something. They look like little puppies when they run off, it's kinda cute. And when Alex gets back up, he threatens to kill his 2 attackers.
Jay begins to start following Alex and sneaks into his house. Jay finds a tape, but Alex catches him in the act. Then a Noodle Man appears, and Jay runs out of the house with a spare key that he pulled off the wall, while Alex stays behind for some reason.
Don't know. Give me the flashlight. It's not out there anymore.
The key that was found appears to be the one that Jay found at the hotel.
I'm now shown an eye exam, which I fail miserably, so I guess I'm colorblind now.
The girls are fighting! So Jay and Alex argue about the fact that Jay broke into Alex's apartment, and Ollie and I notice that when Alex raises his voice slightly and gets hostile when Amy is mentioned, that there's a slight static noise, which is very suspicious since there seems to be a pattern with fucked up audio in this series. Jay manages to get Jessica's number from Alex and decides to call her the next day, asking if he's heard from Amy. And this is where Jay realizes that he was being lied to. Jessica hasn't heard from Amy in months, and last she heard about her was when Alex told her that he got in touch with her. And here Jay was helping Alex try to find her this entire time. The rabbit hole seems to be going deeper.
Jay continues to follow Alex after he figured out he lied to Jessica, this time into the woods with a very familiar looking tunnel. However, he looks at Alex's footage to see a different perspective since he feared being spotted.
Be silent. Then monkey time.
This entry is Alex's point of view from entry 48. He's just sitting in a tunnel for a really long time and some random dude comes over to check on him, and Alex just snaps and literally kills this man with a giant rock to the face.
Slenderman hungry, Slenderman feed.
After all that, Alex just pretends like nothing happened and calls Jay to meet up with him at Rosewood Park and that this has something to do with Amy. I really don't think this is gonna end well.
This one connects Tim with his Masky alter ego. There's not much else because goddammit I don't know these cryptic messages.
So this bitch is long. So let's get to it. So this entry is the missing footage of what happened before and after entry 38, where we see weird-ass Alex taking Jay through the woods and wanting Jessica to come next time. Obviously, his serial killer vibes are off the charts, but let's trust him. So now Jay says, "Fuck you, I'm leaving," and gets led through more of the forest till we come across this suspicious-looking tree. Oh my god, someone's behind it. Of course. Now we're on a chase, and we see that it's Masky who's leading Jay to the tunnel where we just saw Alex straight up kill a guy. Jay is being a scaredy boy and yelling, "What do they want from him?" Finally biting the bullet and trying to walk into the tunnel before it cuts out. The next footage is Jay sneaking into Alex's apartment and taking the tape he couldn't get the last time. Jesus, this was long.
Oh boy, another time skip. Entry 51 takes place back when Alex was filming Marble Hornets, and it just shows him and Brian filming some shots for his film. They walk into this abandoned, worn-out school building to film more footage, and Brian is rightfully uneasy about it. Mr. Noodleman just kinda comes out of nowhere and makes Alex disappear. Brian runs around looking for him and finds Tim just randomly in a room, in a blanket, coughing. Are you okay there, buddy? Do you live here now? It's okay, you can tell me, even though I probably won't listen.
Tim? Tim! Alex! Seriously, come on!
And Noodleman just comes in like, "Are ya winning, son?" And the tape cuts out for a bit. Then it just shows Brian's body getting dragged into the room, and Alex walks out like nothing happened. Is he feeding Tim human bodies? This took a cannibalistic turn.
And we get to the season 2 finale, where Jay and Jessica meet up with Alex, who leads them to a building in Rosewood Park. However, things turn badly real quick because Alex pulls out a gun, and he's gonna probably kill Jay and Jessica until Tim, in his Masky state, well, rescues them.
Alex, just tell us what it
You
is.
stole that tape from me. The one with Brian on it, and I know you've been following me too.
What?
I've had plenty of chances to do this.
So you're going to kill us?
I didn't want to get Jessica involved. That's why I told her that I found Amy. That's your fault!
Alex, please!
When I gave
Don't
her
do
the
this,
tapes, I
Alex.
told her never to mention him again. I told that implied not sharing him with the world.
I didn't know.
I never should have
this
given you
would
the tapes in the first place. I should have burned him when I had...
Go!
After running away, they decide to store all the tapes in a safe in Jay's room for safekeeping, and they also set the code. However, Noodleman appears and attacks them both, which will cause the memory loss that they had at the beginning of the season.